And was he other mom? Huh?
As I remember, he was a handful.
Yeah, you know, it took me forever to decide to adopt him, and during that time, you really supported me and Theo, and I know that it made a big difference for him to go home every night and be with you and Dave.
He was just uncomfortable in the world, and I don't think he'd ever had any examples of how to be in the world, and shelters are not a place for that. You don't learn good behavior in shelters. So I think being in a home, being with other dogs, getting that feeling of love and patience, and they get that in the shelter from the shelter staff, but it's not the same as just being in a home. But he had some stuff.
I saw the little sign that said, if you're taking out Theo, take a tennis ball. And when he put the tennis ball in his mouth, he was just he became another dog. He went from crouched to just like this. I let him take me. We were on leash. He took me to the dog park, one of the dog parks. And that's how I realized he was a retrieving dog, which really was fun.
Theo's issues were that he had all this anxiety because he didn't know how the world worked. And he expressed that anxiety with his mouth. And he would bark. And to be really specific, he wanted a nip. He was a little bit of a bitey chihuahua. And so it became really clear that he loved tennis balls. So if you could occupy his mouth with some other activity, that was golden. And then we found out he could retrieve. And then we found out how smart he is. So he was really easy to train.
But this little guy is quite intelligent and really fun.
Yeah.
And I think you and I always saw that in him.
You could see the real dog in Theo. It wasn't apparent when he first came to the shelter because of his naughty behavior, but you could see underneath that the smart, the loving, the attachment. You know, he's got great attachment that then he was able to transfer to you, obviously. But that was his saving grace, was that you could see who he really is. And so what foster care does is it allows you the time to grow that. It's like a petri dish for good behavior. Right, T?
And how was it for you when I did adopt him?
And he was an overnight foster, as you've pointed out. I don't think he spent full-time time in my house. Maybe he did for a little while, but mostly I would take him home at night and then bring him back to the shelter so that he could see the public and be a little bit more on display. One of the things that's great about having pets already as a foster is that they actually teach the foster dog. The foster dog learns so much faster in a home where there's other pets because they're observing. And so you can train a dog and you can work with a dog and you can say, here's what I want you to do. But when they see that other dog, or they're like, our cat was a great teacher. He was the zenest, most domineering cat at the same time. They pick it up so fast. Yeah, of course we loved him, and we grew very attached. And so part of the joy of fostering is the watching that grow. It is being a part of that growth and helping a dog find out who they are and helping a person find their companion. You know, one of the things people say about fostering is, oh, I'll get so attached I won't want to give them up. But there's something so rewarding about seeing that.
So he also benefited and really loved being with you and Dave. I just want you to know that.
Yeah. Because
that was obvious to me. And when he melted down, though, I don't know, maybe it's just my background, but I just saw him as just being really, really, he was just crying for help. He just, he was just really overwhelmed. And I don't see them as difficult. Once you give him that chance, things just seem to work out.
Well, one of the things about dogs like Theo, because of their hypersensitivity, is that they are very expressive. And the good news is you're never wondering what they're thinking. They tell you. And yeah, it was hard for him. And we did go away. One of the benefits of being in a foster situation is that when you've got vacation plans, you give the dog back to the organization that's adopting him out, and you say sayonara, and you've got the free babysitting and the free health care and the free, So one of the perks of fostering. But it does make a difference for him to be in a home, and it is the difference between a home and a shelter environment, no matter how nice the shelter is.
Yeah.
And this is a really nice shelter.
Yeah, it is.
It's just not the
No.
same as home.
So what was the worst experience you had with Theo?
The worst beer. Theo was a little bit of a nipper biter. So he wouldn't attack you to your face. He'd wait for you to get up and leave, and then he'd go, like that. So we were at my friend Nancy's, and she got up to turn around, and he darted for her ankle. He didn't bite her, but he wanted to. But that's how you know it's not for real. That impulse isn't for real, because he would have, if it was for real, they just go for you while they're looking at you. But subsequent to that, he and Nancy fell madly in love, and they just, to this day, when he sees her, he gets so happy and excited.
For my part, I'm just very grateful that you do what you do, Kim, and you're totally right. It gives so many more dogs chances to, to find their way and find their person.
Yeah.
And the thing I didn't plan on was how much he's done for me. At that time, you just think about, well, okay, I'm going to give this guy a shot, and I knew that it would be, time, but I also knew it would be good. But for me, is just to have this little guy, he's just a little bundle of joy. He really is. He bounces around where you can see it. He just likes life. And when he's barking, he's just a little bit excited. When he gets his jacket on, he's like, oh, we're going somewhere. So,
Yay!
So
Yay.
just Dave was his person. Theo loves men. And a lot of Chihuahuas don't.
And Dave loves Theo.
Yeah, and last time we were there, I was so touched. Dave goes, he was just really fun to, and it just made me feel good, because I thought, well, this is good for you too.
Yeah, and I made a new friend. That's a good boy. So clever. You're the cleverest one. You're the cleverest one. Yes, you are.